And welcome, everyone. I knew I'd get me back on here sooner, one way or another. Here I am. For a second, there was a black screen. I couldn't get the right button push, but here we are. All right. And I want to talk to you about something tonight, very important, that I know I have faced, I do face, and I think some of you might certainly be facing some of these things. And I want to talk to you about it to encourage you because, well, it's actually the opposite of it. Encourage is discourage. Life itself is constantly trying to discourage us, whether it's health, age. I know I'm getting older. Sometimes you get discouraged because you can't do the things you once were able to. Problems in life, jobs, families, children. There are so many things that from time to time, if we allow ourselves, we get discouraged. We get discouraged because things are changing. Things aren't always changing for the good. I wish I could say everything is always changing for the good. But as you know, I have taught, and I stand by this, that we live in a sin-cursed world. And as a result of that, things tend to get worse. Things tend to go downhill. Without work, without effort, without striving, things go downhill. If you don't take care of your lawn, it'll overgrow and look like a wild field with weeds. If you don't take care of your garden, the weeds will choke out your crop. That's life. That's what life is. Life is a constant pushing against us. That's why we don't. I want to say this, and I want to make sure you get this, because this is so important. Because I guarantee, if you are fighting discouragement and you've been discouraged, I can guarantee you that you've been focusing on this life, whether it's your health, finances, whatever it is. You will not get discouraged focusing on the things of God. You will get discouraged focusing on this life, because no matter how hard you strive, no matter how much you put into it, this life does not end well. I'm not trying to be a prophet of doom, but it doesn't end well here. If you live to be 100, you're going to be hobbling around on a cane instead of like the 30-year-old you once were, jumping around and running and lifting heavy things. If you focus on this life, you will end up getting discouraged. All right? Let me stress that, because if you are discouraged, it's because you're focusing on this life. You're forgetting that this is a means to an end. This life is the means to an end. This life is what we must go through to get to what we're really trying to live, and that's live in heaven with Almighty God. There's no greater description of that or understanding of that than the spies sent into the promised land, who came back with a discouraging report because things looked bad, and only 2 of them looked beyond the circumstances and saw the reward. And when they looked beyond the circumstances and saw the reward, they were encouraged. They were not discouraged. They were encouraged and said, "Let us go up at once and possess the land, for we're well able," because they were not looking at the here and now. They were looking at what they were going to get if they went forward. And if you are finding yourself discouraged over any circumstance, stop and ask yourself, what am I looking at? And what am I focused on? Because if it's this world, this life, how things are here, it's going to feed that discouragement. But if you look at what you're getting closer to, and that is the promised land. Every day we're one day closer to the promised land. I don't care if you're 5 or 55 or 95. Every day you're one day closer to the promised land. All right. So we have to stay focused on the right things. If we live for this life only, the Apostle Paul said, didn't he say it? We are all, of all men, most miserable. So if you find yourself discouraged, I'll guarantee if you do a little heart check, a little brain check, you'll find out you're focusing on the wrong thing. All right. And get yourself focused back on the things of God. So let me read you a couple of scriptures to help you through discouragement. I don't know why I feel to talk about discouragement tonight, because I myself right now am not discouraged. I'm facing some difficult times, but I think somebody is. I think somebody's facing discouragement, and I want to help you. All right. Let me read to you Psalm 42, verse 5, because you have to answer this question. This is the question you have to answer to be able to overcome discouragement. All right. And this was a question that David asked in Psalm 42, verse 5. He said, "Why are you cast down, O my soul?" That's it. Ask yourself, why am I cast down? Why am I discouraged? What is discouraging me? And then stop and think, does it really matter? Does it really matter? Because if you take what's discouraging you and put it up against heaven and realize this is where I'm headed, this is what I'm going through, but that's where I'm going to end up, all of a sudden you're not as discouraged anymore. Discouraged means to have no courage to press on. You're discouraged. You have no courage. Courage means let's go. Let's do this. Let's give it our best effort. Let's do the best we can, because the reward is worth it. All right. Our reward is not in this life. So keep that in mind. So Psalm 42, verse 5. Why are you cast down, O my soul? He went on to say, after asking the question, he answers it and says, hope in God. Why are you cast down, O my soul? Hope in God. Don't listen to the discouraging self-talk of whatever it is you're talking to yourself about, whatever it is you're moaning and groaning about and being discouraged over. Whatever those things are, the psalmist said, what are you cast down for? He was cast down. And then they stopped and said, wait a second, what are you cast down for? Hope in God. Don't hope in whatever it is you feel you don't have enough of, or good enough at, or whatever it is that brings discouragement. Stop and say, hey, whoa. Why are you cast down, O my soul? Don't hope in the thing that's causing you to feel cast down. Hope in God. Put your hope in God. Don't listen to the discouraging self-talk. Hebrews 12 and 12. In fact, let me get this verse up here real quick. I'm sorry, I should have had this up. I didn't think of it. Let me bring this verse up real quick and let you listen to Hebrews. Let's see here. Hebrews. Let me get to a Bible here. I'm so sorry. I should have had this prepared. I didn't think to. Let me just read to you. Some of you probably already have it. Sorry about the phone there. Let me shut that off, because people are going to keep trying to call me. Just one of those nights in the Frank office. All right, here we go. What am I looking for? Hebrews 12:12. You probably already have it, don't you? Hebrews 12. Let's see. Hebrews 12 and 12 says this. Therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees. Strengthen your feeble arms and your weak knees. Don't listen to the discouragement. Don't listen to the negativity. Strengthen your where am I? Strengthen your feeble arms and your weak knees, spiritually speaking, because you may have physically weak knees. You may have a physically weak arms. You may physically not have it. So trust in God and trust in the Spirit. Thirdly, listen to Hebrews 12:2. We lift our, I just read that, didn't I? Hebrews 12:12. I just read that. Let me read 1 Peter real quick. Hang on a second. Let me get to 1 Peter. I should have had all these up. I'm so sorry, but you're watching me do it live. 1 Peter chapter 4. What do we have here in verse number 11? 1 Peter 4 and 11 says, 1 Peter 4:11 tells us, if anyone speaks, they should do as one who speaks the very words of God. If anyone serves, they should do so with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Christ Jesus. To him be glory and power forever and ever. Whatever you do, do it as unto the Lord, and take the strength that God's given you. And if it's a physical thing and you don't have the strength you once had, use what you do have and be thankful for it rather than moan and groan and complain against it. So give God the glory and don't be discouraged. I'm teaching. I'm teaching online. I'm online right now. Online. My wife is staring at me trying to tell me something, and I'm trying to tell her that I'm online. No, I canceled that.
Oh, did you call him?
Yes, I did.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to Maranatha Live at the Frank House. You never know what interruptions are coming. It's just life, my friend. Don't get discouraged. I'm not discouraged. Lastly, I want to throw this out. We make straight paths for our feet. Let's look at Hebrews 12 and 13. Let's take a look at that and see what that says. You might be looking them up with me. That'd be awesome if you were. Make level paths for your feet. This is what version of this? This is the NIV. Let me read the New King James Version. New King James Version. Hebrews 12:13 tells us, make straight paths for your feet, so that what is lame may not be dislocated, but rather healed. Make straight paths for your feet. Straight paths. Straight to the Lord. Let me wrap this up by saying this. Let me wrap this up now. Discouragement is always against us. There are many, many things to discourage us. Bank accounts, health, other people, crumbling houses, broken down cars. There are many, many things that come against us. Jobs, relationships. All of these things happen. Sometimes good, sometimes not. Many, many things take place. And many, many things can be used to discourage us. And our adversary, the devil, don't forget now that many things happen are just normal. Old age, I'm getting older, knees hurt, whatever. That's life. But the devil will try to take what's life and make it more discouraging than what it needs to be. Financial problems. You're looking at mounting bills and dwindling funds. And the devil try to say, you're never going to make it. You're going to lose everything. You're worthless. You're hopeless. You don't make enough on your job. You can't get a good job. And yet, if you trust in the Lord, there'll come a day, mark my words, if you follow after Jesus, and I'm going a little long and I'm sorry, but if you will follow after Jesus, I don't know how to do that. I don't even know where to go. I don't know what to do right now. Pray. You know to pray. I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know where to turn. Turn to Jesus and pray, because he can give you clarity of thought. He can give you direction. There's coming a day when, if you will follow and reach out to Jesus and follow Jesus, that you will turn back around on the other side of that mountain of trouble and look back and say, wow, look how the Lord got me through that. Because he will never forsake the righteous. The Bible says, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. You may feel like you're approaching the day when you will beg, and you may walk into a day that you feel forsaken, but you're not. You're not. Don't get discouraged. Remember where you're going. Remember, this is just a process to get to heaven. Remember that there are mountains and valleys in this process. And just because you're down today does not mean you're going to be there forever. Put your foot in front of the other one and press on. God bless you, my friend. I hope I made sense tonight. I hope I encouraged you. I hope I encouraged you to be determined. Be determined. I have determined, the psalmist said. I have determined. Songwriter wrote, said, I have determined to follow Jesus, and I won't turn back. So God bless you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Pray against the discouragement. Ask God to help you through it, and he will. He will. God bless you.